G'day, and welcome back to Pattaya Down Under, episode 2
Yep,
of Pattaya
episode
Down
2.
Under. For those of you who, this is actually the official episode 1.
Yeah, I think the first one was great because we wanted to just get it out there to start with and just talk about a few things. And
Yeah, we were just basically the first episode. We were just mucking around with our recording equipment, and we thought, hey, we'll try this channel. And we had an idea about starting a channel like this, and we thought, oh, let's give it a run. So we just spoke bullshit for half an hour, and thought, yeah, that wasn't good. So we put it up on the Spotify, and then we thought, you know what, it's not bad. It's not bad.
It wasn't bad.
Maybe people might like it. So technically it's episode 2, but we're going to start from scratch again, and basically introduce ourselves and talk about what this channel's about. First of all, I'm Ada, and my sidekick over here, Steve-O,
Yep.
my brother, my older brother. I've been travelling to Thailand now on and off. Well, look, I haven't been since COVID, so since about 2010, I've been travelling to and from. Have been there previously with my ex-wife a couple of times, but yeah, since then it's just been boys' trips. And so I follow quite a bit of the Thailand news, Pattaya news as well. There's a lot of anyone who's in the who's in the family, so to speak, would know there's a lot of Thai vloggers out there, a lot of guys vlogging around Pattaya and Phuket and Bangkok. But not many guys out there with podcasts just talking about travelling to Thailand and Pattaya, I know the YouTube channels are huge, like everyone. They've got thousands and thousands of followers and, all that. But sometimes, I might go for a walk, go for a run, sit in the car driving, and I want to listen to someone just talking shit. So we came up with the idea of this channel, and a lot of the vloggers, the majority of the vloggers are English.
Yeah, the English, yep.
The Poms have got the monopoly.
They do.
So we just thought we'd get an Aussie version of, our experiences, my experiences, stories that, now I know a lot of people have differing opinions on things that happen over there and what's the right thing and the wrong thing to do, and don't do this, the do's and don'ts. And so everything you hear from us over the next however many episodes we manage to punch out are basically our own experiences. I've got to say that's a disclaimer, because, people get their knickers in a knot and say, oh, he's not, that's bullshit. Well, in my experience, this is how I view the place, So yeah, that's me. I've travelled a fair bit. I've been all over the place. I've been north, south, east, west, Thailand, but spent a lot of time in Pattaya as well. Steve-O,
Yeah.
you're not so experienced?
No, well, I've my journey was different to yours. We started our journeys at different times. Yours was way back when, and mine was only about 3 years ago now, I think.
No.
2019 we went.
COVID was...
We went in 2019.
Was the first time you went, was it?
Yeah, 2019.
Okay.
2019...
that's right. January 2019.
Correct, yep.
Then August 2019.
Well, actually, I think,
Then December 2019. We went 3 times that year.
No, but I think we went actually in 2018 because we went there and we had New Year's Eve.
Oh, that's sorry. That's
the very first one was 2018. It flowed into
2019. 2019, yes, that's right.
And then 2019 that year, I went in August.
We went in August. Yep, that's right.
Then we went again.
Well, I went for New Year's Eve again, so I was there again.
And I came in after.
And you came in after.
And that was January 2020.
Yep.
And we were planning to go to Kanchanaburi in April, but that never happened.
For any Aussies out there or any Kiwis who are listening, I've done it once before, and I want to introduce Steve-O to the experience. I travelled up to Kanchanaburi for Anzac Day, where they do the dawn service down in the cutting down on Death Railway. That was our plan. So we had it all planned. A couple of weeks, a few days up in Kanchanaburi, and visiting Hellfire Pass and all the memorial places, the cemetery and museum and all that. And our old friend COVID decided to ruin that.
pop up. It's
Yeah.
ugly head.
So we're itching to get back, but we're heading
Yeah.
back in April
We are. Yep. We're booked.
2023. Yep.
2023. So we're booked and we're ready to get pretty well. We're not ready to go yet, but we'll be ready to go when the time comes.
Yeah.
So for me, my experiences were a little bit different, and it's an eye opener if you've never been before. You don't know what to expect, and we're going to talk further about a lot of these topics. But walking through and all the girls approaching you and trying to grab you into their bar and all sort of stuff. It's the very first time you're walking along and you feel bad saying no, but it's one of those things you need to learn to say no.
Well, who says no?
Well, not to every one of them. So I'm saying you walk out of one, and then the next one wants you to come in there. So it's
that's right. Yeah.
But you got to find one that you feel comfortable with, and we'll talk about that in the as the journey goes on with this podcast. But I think we should probably start off with what it's like when you first arrive, and some of the things that Ada here learnt at the start when you first get in, and you sit in the queues trying to get through immigration, and then going to your bags, and
I think
it's one of those things.
I think getting there is part of the experience.
Yeah.
Like it's so exciting. The flight, you're at the airport ready to leave. It's fucking exciting,
Yeah, you're going to Thailand.
Plane takes off.
Yeah,
Yep,
yeah,
I'm on my way. Then you fly into Bangkok and you see the lights, a massive city, and you can't feel it, but you can see the heat and the humidity. You're drawing on your memory. Your senses, your memory senses, I guess you could say, and you know what's coming. And you get out.
Like you've been a few times, but can you remember the first time you went and what it was like? I mean, I know you've been prior to just the boys kind of aways, but do you remember that first boy going away where you just it was a different experience because you knew you were going there for a bit of fun rather than R&R?
Yeah, I remember that. Went there because I'd been previously twice with my ex-wife, and they were sort of organised holidays. This time, the first time I went with a couple of mates, and I think I mentioned in the last episode, the craziest guys you ever meet. They're just off the planet. Anyway, so I was nervous just that, I could be. Also, just a side note, we're actually born and bred in Melbourne, Australia. So yeah, like these guys, they run amok in the classier suburbs of Melbourne, and I just thought, Jesus, what are they going to do over there, But no, they were well behaved. It was pretty good. But I think your question was, do I remember the first time, what it was like?
With the boys, like... because you know what I'm saying. When you go with your partner, it's an R&R trip.
Yeah. Right.
So
I look back now at my first trip, and we did a lot of the don'ts.
Oh, right, okay.
We hired jet skis off Pattaya Beach, didn't take photos, nothing. Like, and hired scooters, no helmets, no license.
And you got caught out?
No, we didn't get caught out. But
so
to be fair,
you had some lucky stories then.
Yeah, but to be fair, that was 13 years ago.
Right.
13 years, 13, whatever, 11, 12, 13 years, whatever it is, 12 years ago. But a lot's changed in that 12 years too. You could almost do what you fucking liked back 12 years ago. I mean, you go further back and you could really do what you liked, but, it has changed in the last 12 years. So, yeah, different experience than when I was married. I just want to start off, I want to go back to, like when you're landing and you get to the airport, I quite often use the express immigration. There are websites out there you can look up for express immigration through Bangkok Airport, and you basically pay like $50, I think it is $50 Australian, and they literally greet you at the gate. So you walk off the plane and there's your name, and
you'll be greeted by one of those people with the placard with your name.
But
on
I'm talking at the gate, like right at the gate.
Yeah.
And
they escort you all the way through.
Yeah, it makes you feel important because people, you can actually pay a bit extra. You can get a golf cart to immigration.
Oh, right, okay.
And I think it depends what time you fly in, but I've flown in at times where immigration's been chockers. You're standing in that queue for over half an hour. These people just whisk you past the big queues through immigration. Bang, you're out there waiting for your bags.
In saying that, and you've seen a lot of busy times. Every time I've been, and we've done it because, as you said, it's chockers. The times we've been, the queues haven't been long.
They haven't. No, yeah.
We've gone into the express, and we can see the queue, and there's like about 7 people, and you're sitting there going, "Well, I guess if you're rushed and just, you knew where you were going, you could get there just as quick and get through. But it is a pretty cool thing because they're there and they're taking care of you, and you do get through even get through quicker than those ones waiting in the queue.
Yeah, it's almost straight through.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they really speed everything up for you.
Yeah. I've probably waited. There's been 2 people in front of me at the most of the times. Yeah, so because they take you through the section for all the dignitaries, like the politicians, monks, and all that kind of stuff. So you get rushed through there. Yeah, you go out in the baggage hall, and then that's when the fun starts.
You wait for your bag.
Yeah, wait for your bag, grab your bag, head out.
And then once you've done that, as we said in the last one, the thing that always gets me is you walk out those glass doors,
and that heat,
that humidity, that just
it's
hits you, and like I said last time, you're in Thailand.
Yeah, so it's like someone smack you in the face.
Yeah.
Fucking slap. Welcome to Bangkok, motherfucker.
Welcome. Exactly.
Yeah.
So
that's what it's all about.
It is, and you want that because what we've done. I guess moving on to the next part is what we when we get there, you need to get to Bangkok somehow.
Pattaya.
Pattaya. Sorry. Yeah. We need to get there somehow. Do we get a bus? Do we? I haven't taken the bus yet. I believe you can do it.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
But we've done just the personal taxi.
Yeah, I've organised the private taxi services. There's a few private taxi services that run from Pattaya to Bangkok Airport. I can't remember. I think it's about 1,500 baht. Now
I can't.
Now
remember.
as we explained, we haven't been back since.
We don't know how much it's going to be yet.
We don't know how much it's going to be.
So
prices have changed, but I think it used to be about 1,500 baht. But you go back to the first time. Well, like with the boys, we walked out and we just went, taxi, and we just jumped in some car. I don't even know. I can't remember what we paid. We probably got ripped off. You know what I mean?
I think we paid 2,000 baht.
Did we?
I think so.
Or maybe it's 2 passengers. It's a bit more.
Yeah, it was 2,000 baht, I think.
Yeah. Anyway, So that just straight to the airport. I love that drive down the highway. I don't know anyone who is experienced it knows what I'm talking about. It's just a long, straight, non-stop drive. You can stop at the Macca's and 7-Eleven on the way. It's about half an hour out of Bangkok on the motorway there. But one thing I love to do there is, as you drive through down the highway, there's the big signs overhead. Signs to Chonburi and whatever other provinces you go to. And on all the signs, they say through to whatever, right? There's one sign, I reckon, it's what I do to keep myself entertained. I keep an eye out for this one sign that says trough to. They spelt through wrong.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's one sign down there if you have a look overhead and it says trough. Anyway, and then you head down that highway, and I know we're not, when you're getting close because you've been on the road for an hour or so, and I just love looking on the horizon, looking for the lights.
Oh yeah.
And that's when I see those lights, I get a bit of a stiffy.
I do remember when we were going there, and you were saying to us like, keep an eye out for this, like it's coming,
Yeah.
And we saw the lights, and we're like,
I loved it. Yeah.
So
then you get into town, and your taxi's going through.
Actually, let's just take you a step back though, because one thing we do. Well, I think you will probably both have to do again because it's been a while. Obviously, you always need to get some money exchange if you haven't got any Thai baht, because you get in a taxi, they expect cash. There's none of this credit card business.
You pay. Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
it's always cash. So you do need to do some money exchange.
I recommend you do not get your money exchanged in the customs hall where you pick up your bags. There is you hang a left. You go left. When you walk out, you go all the way left to where the bus thing is, to where they get the buses. And there's a little walkway. It's pretty hard to explain without video. There's a little walkway, and there is a money exchange down there. If you've got time, head down there. They do really good rates. Other than that, you're going to get ripped off at the airport.
And the other thing was, and I remember the last few times we went, you already had one in your phone anyway, was you got a new SIM.
Yeah.
And you loaded it up.
Yeah, a lot of guys get their SIM at the airport. When you walk out with your bags, they have all the stands, hire car stands, and they have phone stands as well, and got SIM cards and stuff. I'm not really that desperate to get a SIM card.
I think it's handy though, because the one thing that I found with the SIM card is we hardly used the phone number. It was having the internet available whenever
Yeah,
you want it.
exactly. That
Because
was,
we used Messenger to tell each other where we're going
that's
and what we're
right.
doing.
So the idea of getting at the airport for me, I don't think that depends how desperate you are. If you need to contact someone desperately from Bangkok to Pattaya, yeah, go for it. But you know, I drive down there, check into your hotel. They got Wi-Fi. Get up next morning, go have breakfast. They got Wi-Fi in fucking Wi-Fi in every restaurant there.
They do have
Get your
Wi-Fi
Wi-Fi,
everywhere.
have breakfast,
That's true.
and then walk up to 7-Eleven and grab yourself a SIM card. Done. Just yeah. For me, but a lot of people do it. Each their own. Like I said before, these are all. Everyone has a different experiences and like to do things their own way, and that's how I normally do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you do plan a taxi prior anyway, don't you? I mean,
Yeah.
the times I've been with you, we've always booked a taxi.
Yeah.
And they're waiting for us at the airport.
Yeah. Yeah. I've on my line app, I've got a contact Tom's Taxi Service, and there's also
For those listening who don't know what that is, that's like Messenger, but it's the Thai Asian version called Line.
yes. If you are travelling to Thailand, you must download Line.
Yes.
You will be asked a million times, "What's your line?"
Yeah.
That's how they communicate.
That's how they talk. So,
But online I've got a couple. Nan's Airport Service and Tom's Taxi Service. Yeah, they're good. Yeah.
yeah. And it is worthwhile doing. It does cost you, like we said, it does cost you anywhere between 1,000 to 2,000 baht.
Yeah.
Which is what's the exchange at the moment? Where are we at? 20.
I think we're at about 23 point something. Yeah.
So that would be about $50 then.
What's the date today? It is
So 1,000 baht.
the 3rd of December.
$50.
Yeah, it's about that. Yeah.
Yeah. So if it's $2,000, it sounds
2,000 baht.
2,000 baht would be $100.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and for those listening, you'll be sitting there, that's a lot of money. And look, it is, I guess. However, if you haven't been before and you organise one of these taxis up front and they sit out there waiting for you, you don't have to think or worry about where the bus is and all that sort of stuff. They come, there you are, you get in, and they take you straight to where your hotel, no questions asked.
2,000 baht's $80.
There you go.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah,
yeah, but I mean, look at it. You got to look at it this way. Like by Thai standards, that might be expensive, but by your own standards,
an hour drive
it's an
in
hour
a
and a half
taxi
drive for $80.
Right. Yeah, that's right.
You know,
and if you're on your own, it's 80. But if there's two of you, it's 40 each. It's not that bad.
Yeah, I got a ride home from Crown Casino last night. It cost me $40. You know, there you go. So
Yeah, that's
know, yeah. But yeah, that's a better option, I reckon. Yeah.
I think I do. I mean, I actually wouldn't mind doing the bus just for the experience because I haven't done it.
Yeah, no, I'll meet you down there.
But I do like the fast taxi service. It's good.
Yeah. I like there is a photo going around on social media, and it's a bloke that was travelling down to Pattaya on a bus, and he's probably sitting maybe 3/4 of the way back, and he's taken a photo of the front towards the front of the bus, and every seat in front of him were just all bald heads. And he's like, this is what the bus ride to Pattaya looks like. Yeah.
All the Caucasians.
all the bald old men. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's why I don't fit in.
I do.
Yeah, you do. And so these are some of the experiences. The other thing too is when you do first get there, and as you said, you get in your hotel and get something to eat for breakfast and go get your car. But when you first get there and you get your hotel, anyone who's going, I tell you now, don't sit in your hotel and wait for the morning. Go out and have a look around, because that place is open till 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. You can, at any time, you feel like,
at the moment, I believe that bars are closed at 2.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, they never used to, but maybe there's we haven't been in, and things have changed.
Mate,
but,
I'll tell you, the older I get, the more appealing that is to me, that the bars close at 2.
You can't have a late night.
Exactly. I have to go home.
Yeah.
I'm my own worst enemy.
Yeah. So look, so that's part of the stuff I wanted to talk about in this episode. Going through immigration and what we would do, and we definitely recommend the express immigration. Money exchange, as you said, you do need, for me, I've already got some, because last time I went, I kept some, knowing that when I come back, I don't have to worry about money exchange first time I arrive. So I've got a bit of baht
with
me.
the money exchange. Once you're in Pattaya, I think your best bet, just look for a T&T money exchange.
Yep, they're the better ones.
Best rate, and there is one on almost every corner.
Yeah, we stuck to it. We tried a few times different little outlets, but Always TNT. We
Yeah.
always get the best rates. We don't have to
And
try. They might be a little bit off, but they're generally pretty good.
my advice, and in a way, it's the worst advice, but it's the best advice. I just take cash. I'll take so many thousands of cash
Your own
strapped to
cash, you
me.
mean?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
And that's and because you're getting charged. I don't want to sound like a tight ass, but you're getting charged 220 baht per withdrawal with an ATM card. And the ATM, the cards in Thailand, this is something you have to be careful of. Here they spit your card out, then your cash. In Thailand, it's the opposite. It's your cash, then your card. So if you're used to grabbing your card, then your cash, you got a few fucking beers under your belt. You go to an ATM, you grab your cash, you're walking off because that's the last thing you do back home. I've left my card in a machine.
Right.
I hardly ever use them.
Yep.
And the one time I did that holiday, I fucking lost my card.
Oh, well, there you go.
So,
And that causes grief.
yeah, that's so, yeah, but with also when you're using an ATM, the exchange rate shit. So carry cash, use TNT.
Yeah.
That's the best value for money.
best
But like I said, there are risks when you're carrying thousands of dollars
of
cash
course.
on you.
Yeah. And even when you do get to the hotel, they all have a safe in our hotel. That doesn't mean that it's safe.
Yeah.
It actually just means that as we go, you obviously learn about you pick up some girls and whatever and have a bit of fun, and they come to your room. Generally they're pretty good. They don't like to, especially in Pattaya, they don't want to rip people off because you're the people that are bringing in the money for them to survive. So they do have a bit of respect. You will get your odd bad apple.
There are risks if you like something we probably should touch on a bit in another episode, but just quickly, like it's more or less the freelancers that you might have trouble with because when you're taking a girl from a bar, you know where she works.
Yep.
They know who she is.
Yep.
Or a go-go bar or wherever you're taking them from. If you take them from their place of employment, then they're not going to risk losing their job for a couple $100 or whatever it is. It's more the freelancers you have to worry about. You'll be lucky to see them ever again.
Yeah.
You could probably walk past them a dozen times and you won't even know because you're half pissed.
Yeah.
You just, It's so, that's where you have to be careful with your money. But in the safe's probably a good spot for it. I just want to
Probably better than in your pocket.
I just want to go back to what you said earlier. I don't know if it was some advice I gave you or you figured it out for yourself, and you asked me about the first time there compared to now. The first time I went there, we went with my two mates. We flew in. I think we actually got. I can't remember what time we landed, but say we got to Pattaya about 11:30, and the two boys said we're going out, and I said, I'm great. I'm going to bed, mate. I've been up because with the time difference, it was like 3:30 Australian time, and I was like, fucking going to bed, mate. I'm tired. Went to bed. Woke up the next morning to a banging on my door, and it was one of the boys, and he said, mate, you got to get down. This town's crazy. And from that day on, no matter how tired I am, I don't care. I at least just go out for one beer because, you've got to savor every moment because you're not there forever.
That's right. Yeah, you go. That's right. And I think that I didn't learn this from my own experience. It was more like we got there and you said, yeah, put your bags down, let's go.
Yeah.
I think when we went to the hotel, sorry, not the hotel, when our first one, when we went to the villa.
Yeah.
We unpacked and everything, and we went for a walk, not to where you would normally go because we were quite a distance out of the centre part of Pattaya.
We
down
went
in
to
Jomtien.
the place we went to is Rompole Market in Jomtien.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a few bars there.
Well, we went to that. Remember that one? It was just outside.
Yeah, that's the place.
Yeah. So we went there and we still, again, we went out, we had a drink, and then we went back to the hotel, the villa.
Villa, yeah.
So we still did it. And I was like, yeah, this is great. Because you just get that first experience and you sit there and have a drink and you just, have a bit of a chat, look at what's going on around you. And I guess it was great for me and the other two boys that were with us that Mate has been there before, and he just goes, well, this is what we're going to do, is what's going to happen, blah, 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 and went through quite a few things with us. And so we were sort of ready to go with what we knew already. And having Ada there, he's already done it a million times. So, it made it a bit easier.
For me now, I go there, I'll check in, drop my bags, and I'll go out and hit the ground running. For me, it's, fifth gear and full on from the moment I get there.
Yeah.
But even for a first-time traveller, you don't necessarily have to do that. Like you said, just head out, just familiarise yourself with what's around you. Catch the vibe, get the feeling, and you wake up in the morning a little bit more confident.
Yeah.
Because if it's your first time and you wake up in the morning, it's a new day. You might feel a bit overwhelmed, but when you get there and it's night time and you're in the moment, it's probably a good time to dust off the cobwebs and
Yeah.
pop that cherry, so to speak.
Yeah, that's right. And look, that first moment you get there and you go and have a drink, you feel better about it because you'll go to bed and you're like, oh, I've already experienced a bit now. I can go
Yeah.
to bed with the peace of mind that I've had a drink.
Yeah.
I'm here now. I've started my journey and
Yeah.
wait for the morning. You go and have breakfast somewhere.
It's literally like I said, you pop your cherry, right? You do it straight away.
Yeah.
If you don't, you get up the next morning, you're just going to sit there all day wondering what's going to come, what do I do? You're thinking about getting your cherry popped all day.
Yeah.
And,
And
that's probably not something
you already
a
done
lot
it.
of people like to think about.
Yeah. I don't know if you want to touch on it, but I do know we every time we've been, we have our what would you call it? Our process that we follow is that we go out, have a few drinks, next morning, go to breakfast somewhere. We have bacon and eggs and hash browns and
Yeah.
and it's the way to get yourself going for the day because you know you're in for a long day. So
Yeah.
because it will be a long day.
Yeah. And you need that big greasy breakfast from the night
That's
before.
right. Yeah, it does settle you well. So
Anyway, I think just a couple more things before we sign off, and I just want to touch on like the depressing part of the holiday
oh yeah.
when you got to go home.
When you got to go home, that's right. Yeah,
That is the worst feeling.
Yeah. Everyone's different. And I know some people they go on holiday, and when it does come to a close, a lot of them gear themselves up and get excited about going home again.
Oh no, not me.
So going to Thailand is different because you're there and you're having so much fun and you're just enjoying it. It's a whole different experience in Pattaya, and I can tell you now, when you have to go home, you're like, oh, I just want to go one more, just go out one more time, you know?
Yeah.
And it has to end sooner or later. So you get in the taxi bus thing where we get, and we go back to the airport, and it's a sad time because you're sitting there going, I've got to go home again and work.
Yeah. I have literally, and I did this one time, I have literally landed back in Melbourne, come home, into my bedroom, dropped my bags on the computer and booked my next trip.
No, you got something to look forward to.
Normally I'd do that anyway. I'd do it within a week or two. I'd always do it that way. But this one time I came back, I was like mega depressed, and I'm going to book it today, and booked that next trip that very day I got home. Because I would normally go 2 weeks every 6 months.
Yeah.
And maybe depending on what was going on, maybe squeeze a week in here and there, somewhere just a quick, like we did a quick trip over New Year's and that kind of thing. But it could happen what happened to me. That time there was 3 of us in Pattaya, me and 2 other mates. One of my mates had a girlfriend over there. So when it came time to leave, he said, no, fuck it, I'm staying a couple more days. So he decided to stay a bit longer. I can't remember. He actually stayed like another 4 or 5 days. So me and the other bloke said, no, we got to go. My kids were a lot younger then. I had a lot of responsibilities then, even though I was irresponsible, but I had a lot of responsibilities. So we head off to the airport and flew, I don't know, anyone who doesn't know the Australian airline companies, we have a budget airline, Jetstar here. Not that reliable, not the greatest airline going around, but cheap, and I'll touch on that probably another episode as to why I don't fly with them anymore. Although we're going there with them in April, but anyway. So we head off to the airport, me and this other bloke, and we check in, through immigration, get on the plane, and it's really hot. There's no aircon. The plane hasn't been, I don't know, what they do, they turn the ignition on, turn it to accessories, whatever they do in the car, whatever. But there was nothing on. There was no aircon. I'm fucking hot. And the hosties are handing out warm bottles of water to everyone. I'm like, what's going on here? Anyway, comes out about half an hour. They go, we have to disembark. Something's wrong with the plane. Right, fucking great. We won't be able to fix it until tomorrow. So they put us up in the hotel across the road from Suvarnabhumi Airport. So we stayed there. And then, by the time because we had to go back through customs again, do all that.
Oh, right.
And then get on buses to the airport, check in. So it was like fucking 3 a.m. by the time. Anyway, the Jetstar representative was out there at the hotel waiting for everyone to come and said, we'll be in the foyer tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. for an update or something. All right, no worries. So my mate and I grabbed a room each, went to bed. I got up early, fuck all sleep, got up early, went downstairs, waited for the Jetstar representative to come out, and they come out and they said, look, the part we need, we won't be able to get here till tomorrow night.
Oh,
So
wow.
was it? Yeah. So let's say this is a Sunday morning. We weren't going to fly out till Monday night. And I was like, and she said, so it's up to you. You can just stay in a hotel another night, or just go your own way and come back, check in tomorrow night for your flight home. Mate, I was straight upstairs, banging on my mate's door. We're going back down to Pattaya, mate.
Yeah.
We got another night, and that was like that. I did. It was like I almost did a 2-week holiday in that one night. It was fucking crazy. It was so good. Yeah, so that was a fun experience. That was good.
That's a good
So
one.
not all departures are depressing. That one had a silver lining. That was
Yeah.
good.
Kept you there for an extra night.
Yeah.
Pity,
That was a
pity they
crazy
didn't
night.
know that before. You could have stayed up there 2 nights.
Well, yeah, exactly. Oh, but you know what? Like I said, we didn't get out of there till like 2 o'clock in the morning. Leave the airport. By the time
Right.
we checked in, I got to bed. It was 3 o'clock, and I was fucked.
Yeah,
I'd
okay.
just done 2 weeks of fucking drinking and rooting. Like
Yeah. But
I was
you, but
knackered.
you still could have gone if they knew, you still could have gone up and well, you could have woken up out of the hotel in Pattaya and had some breakfast and
Yeah,
start
true.
your day.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. Or just gone down, or had a sleep and straight down first thing in the morning.
Yeah. Do something. So anyway, it
All
is
right.
what it is. So
I think we'll wrap it up there
yeah, no worries.
for our second
First
official
episode.
episode.
No worries.
Yeah. So farewell. I hope this has been entertaining, informative, funny. I don't know. But look, we want to grow this channel, and we also want to maybe have you guys share some of your stories or experiences or advice. Even like I said, I'm only drawing on my own experience. Other people might have different advice than I give out, and everything's welcome. Constructive criticism, the whole lot. So we will stick email address somewhere in the bio.
We can do that. We haven't done it yet, but we can do something like that. Yep.
So yeah, feel free to shoot us an email if you've got any funny anecdotes or experiences, and we'll read them online. Or you could even, if you want to make a little recording and email us something or like that, we can play your story on the podcast.
In your own words.
Yeah, so that's us for this episode, and we'll see you next time.
See you later, guys.
Bye.
Bye.